Hello and welcome to Piano Lessons Boulder. I'm Sarah Hager. Today we will take up part 2 of the lesson tutorial on Bach's Toccata in D minor. In part 1 I gave a brief introduction to the Toccata and played it, and now we will take up a detailed study of the Toccata. So I would like to start by saying that in the Adagio opening, the 2 lines, one should focus on the fermati. In the course of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 measures, in the course of 5 measures, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fermati. But the interesting thing and the important thing is that some of the fermati are on notes and some are on rests. So the first fermata is on a note. So you hold the A. But the next fermata is on the silence, on the rests. So you don't do, but rather let the D go and then let the silence be prolonged. So I'll just illustrate that. Fermata, let go. Fermata, let go. Fermata, let go. And so on. And then, of course, and then hold the F sharp. Fermata. All right, what follows is fine. Speaking of the fingering, I play only with the inner fingers. This passage, I don't use the thumb and the little finger at all. Just 2, 3, 4 in the right hand and 4, 3, 2 in the left hand. Then lift the hand and then lift the hand. And then lift the hand and then lift the hand. All right, and then it's so mathematical, the fingering in this piece. And then what follows, the right hand fingering is 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, all the way through till the end. And the left hand, instead of 2, 4, 1, is 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4. Because the left hand being the mirror image of the right hand. So play all the triplets with the same fingering. Then when you come to the extended diminished 7, now just hold the B flat before you go. And another fermata. So as I said in part 1, in this toccata, which is a brilliant technical, toccata is a brilliant technical display by an instrumentalist, we find ourselves in the midst of a classical storm. First the thunder, then the lightning, first the lightning, flashes of lightning, then the thunder, and finally a hailstorm, a violent hailstorm. And so on. So now this was all introduction up until here. Then comes the hailstorm. First practice only the right hand. Now from here again a very uniform fingering follows. 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3. Go back to G. goes through 3 octaves, then second octave, and then the third octave. Unfortunately, in the middle of it all, there is a traffic jam here when you have. So, for instance, if you are in that section, both the hands are playing the same notes, and it is very awkward to play. But for Bach, Bach could not foresee that future generations would be playing this on one keyboard, because an organ has 2, sometimes 3 keyboards. So the right hand would just smoothly pass over the left hand repeated A's. So the way to go about it is when you come to, then play 3 A's with the left hand, and then continue to play. Make sure, of course, that you play portamento, light and detached, and so not necessarily staccato, but at least portamento. When we come to, my students always want to play, they want an ending there, but it's not really an ending. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So don't hold that A. And make sure that in the right hand you play. You see, normally if you don't look carefully, you might play. But it's not D, C, B flat, A. It's D, A, B. And that is so grand. After all, it is Bach, and only he could have thought of that majesty. In the run, it can be divided between the 2 hands. I play that D with my left hand, middle pointer finger, and then. Now 2 fermati. So please don't do, but rather. Then you have a fermata on the top note, and the whole page that follows is based on this diminished 7th chord. Then you can lift the hands. With my students that they're a little careless here about the rhythm. They're likely to play. But it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. So look out for that dotted middle or dotted half note, as against it's not a half note. The previous 2 chords are 1, 2, 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Then you have the heavy octaves in the bass. As I said in the earlier video, I'm playing on my little Korg digital piano, and while it has an organ sound which is very nice, unfortunately the bass is way too soft on this instrument, whereas on a real organ it would be very loud. And then a majestic ending, so very majestic. final fermata is the longest. So a noble, maestoso ending. Of course, it's not really an ending because it's followed by a sublime fugue. One of the most ineffable themes of any of the fugues of Bach, which really embodies the peace of God that passeth all understanding. Unfortunately, this video is only about the toccata. I hope that one day I myself will learn the fugue and be able to make a video on the fugue. Till then, thank you once again ever so much for watching, and until we see each other next time, thank you.